Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Bella here. In today's video, I want to talk about whether or not speaking English to yourself will help improve your English. If you're interested in today's video, please keep watching. If you find the content helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And make sure to leave your comments as well to let me know what you want to see in my next video. Without further ado, let's jump right in. You've probably seen it everywhere on the internet that speaking English to ourselves is one of the most recommended ways to practice our spoken English, especially for those of us who don't have the access to native speakers or those who are too timid to go to English corners or speak English with strangers online. And it's so convenient. We can speak with ourselves anytime we want without feeling embarrassed or freaked out when we got stuck somewhere or that we made a mistake with every sentence that comes out of our mouth. No more feelings of insecurities that we are never good enough or those of inferiorities that everyone around you speaks better English than you do. Instead, we can practice our English in a very comfortable space without having to be judged. In that sense, it does seem like a perfect solution. But my question is, what do you talk about when you talk to yourself every day? Do you talk about your day-to-day? Do you ask yourself questions and then answer them as well? Or do you choose a specific topic to talk about? I myself would feel actually quite self-conscious and even awkward because I don't even know if I have that much to talk to myself about. And the most important question is, how do we make sure we are using the correct phrases in the proper contexts? If we can't, then it's likely that by practicing speaking English to ourselves, we're only reinforcing our mistakes. Not only would it not help us improve our English, the more we practice, the worse we get. Do you find that there are certain mistakes that you make when you speak English that you cannot seem to get rid of? This is probably why. So the million-dollar question is, if speaking to ourselves is a good way to practice our spoken English, how can we make it effective? Here are some tips that you might like to consider. First, try not to select random topics. Try to make up a plan and stick with common conversation topics. And that for different people can look very different. Common conversation topics for you are things you like to talk about day to day, and thus most relevant to you. There's really no point in learning how to talk about other people's interests or work, especially if you are only starting to practice. Second, for most of us, we are at a stage where we cannot simply make up phrases and structures and assume that that's how native speakers will use them. It will take a lot of language input before we are able to and confident about using the language in our own way. So before that day comes, try to make up conversations based on a scene from a TV show or a clip from a TED Talk. By doing that, there are ready-to-use phrases and expressions from the show or the TED Talk that you can simply incorporate into your conversations. And you will know whether or not you have used them correctly. Third, as self-conscious as you might be, recording yourself can be a great way for you to go back and check to see if you sound all right. You have the right to keep all your recordings to yourself and let them die with you. Or, in the future, if you feel like showing them to others for feedbacks, they will become really handy. Fourth, repetition, once again, is the key. I've mentioned this concept many times in my previous videos. Repeat your practice with the same sets of expressions and structures and gradually establish the connection between certain ideas and their corresponding English expressions in your head. Eventually, you will know them so well that you will have no problem using them as your own. Alright, that's it for today's video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you find the content helpful, feel free to leave your comments or suggestions down below as well. Until next time, take care.